Hi, Craig. You can talk.
Yeah, I can.
We're doing a podcast. Hi, Craig. Okay, no, this doesn't work.
It
Wait up,
doesn't work.
Wait up, one sec. Come with me.
Yeah.
Over here. Over here, over here, over there. But don't get your shoes all muddy. Yeah. It's right there. Oh! Yeah. Fall over,
right.
sticks and help me. Hi, Craig.
Still not working.
Oh, wait.
Move me up.
One sec. Over here. Right there.
Yeah.
It was a bit too far away before. Made up. Hi, Craig.
Yeah. Maybe if I not out of focus, but not
wait.
working.
Just come and sit in the chair. What are you doing? You just have to sit here. Okay, we'll try that. Hi, Craig.
Well, hello, Ben. Now we've got
fella.
our shenanigans
Perfect.
out of the way. Perfect.
All right,
Yeah.
today we're going to talk
how's
about
my hat? Is
perfectionism.
it perfectly placed on my head?
Yours looks good.
Yeah, this looks right.
You know, mine maybe, but I don't care.
You don't care.
No.
You don't care about being perfect.
Do you? Did you used to?
Fuck. Yeah, that's
Whoa!
Yeah, we're out of that. Yeah. Did I ever? I would call myself once an alcohol. Oh, the timer.
You know what? That wasn't very perfect.
That was not very perfect.
We could just talk about this probably for an hour.
Probably.
No, probably not. Who knows? I've got it set though now for 10 minutes, and we will see.
We'll see how it goes. All right.
But yeah, so I thought we would talk today. Well, we thought we should talk today about perfectionism and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
The pros and cons.
Yeah, the pros and cons. I mean, we're not going to sit here and say we're 100% right and it is or it isn't. So I figured we just have a talk about it. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. Our thoughts.
Whatever.
Man. Whatever. All right.
I mean, people watching this probably think, hey, but look, from two perfectionists who have the camera set up perfectly. Not just one, two cameras set up perfectly. Perfect audio. Well, not really perfect audio, actually. Garbage audio. See, that's how you can tell we're not perfectionists.
We need to work on that.
But it's not holding us back. We're still making videos.
That's the thing, isn't it? Still producing stuff.
I mean, if we were perfectionists, I mean, it's not a hard fix. I would have just brought my Zoom audio recorder, maybe.
Yeah.
And we would record into better pickups than the ones from the two cameras, but...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
My laziness outweighs my perfectionism.
Yeah. Well, I think you're more peaceful that way, though.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, this is something to our 17 subs out there. Maybe we would have a few more if I was a bit more of a perfectionist when it came to audio.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the key.
It's not a quality thing.
Well, audio
maybe
for
it's
sure.
a reach thing.
Yeah,
Audio.
audio now. Listen to two dads sitting on a bench just chatting away about but hey, it doesn't matter. Well, but you asked a question.
I did.
Perfectionism.
Is it good? Is it bad?
Is it good? Is it bad?
Have you been a perfectionist?
Yeah, and I call myself. You say you're an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. I call myself so you're a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
I'm a recovering perfectionist. I would describe, myself that way. Yeah, I mean, I think the negative thing for sure about being a perfectionist is that since perfection is impossible, it's already kind of a dead-end road.
Well, I mean, people thought it was impossible until one evening in November 1983 when I was born.
Exactly. So was perfection.
Then they were like, wow, it's true.
It's true. Perfection
He's
exists.
the chosen one.
Perfection exists.
No, okay.
But,
Yeah, it is. I don't think it exists. Perfection.
So you're always disappointed there. I think there's a difference between, there's so many times I've done things and let's call it, with perfectionism, that you have real expectations of how things should be and they have to be exactly that way. And I don't want to make a case for sitting on your ass and not doing anything, right? I think having, some drive but there's a big difference for me between expectation and aspiration, right? So you could say, if you have an exam and, some think you study, right, for your exam, right? Doesn't mean don't study. Obviously, you're going to do badly.
No, just get what you get.
Yeah, well, I mean, that could be one approach. And if you're okay with that, that works for you too. Yeah. So I think you can prepare for something, try to do something well, but if you want something that has to be that way, you could get it can become really closed. I mean, for me,
it eats you up a bit.
It could eat you up, and life is filled with things that are beyond your control. So you could say, I have a test, I'll study, but
that's that's under your control.
That is under your control. And you could do bad. You could have a bad day. Things on the test weren't as you expected, and you could have your own limitations. But so I think the perfectionism for me, the negative side is being angry at yourself for your expectations not being met. And if you're a perfectionist, your expectations are often not realistic. They're not realistic.
And you'll never meet them.
And you never meet them. So there, I see a negative side, but I don't see a negative side in trying to do something that you haven't been able to do yet, but I mean, it's doing it without a death grip. So you can work towards something,
passion to do it right and well.
Yeah, but not about what the results are going to be.
Not where it'll destroy you.
Not where it destroy you, right? Because I think that could become a real obstacle at times. I don't know. I mean, I could talk more about this, but have you had experiences meeting up with perfectionism?
I mean, I've let it hold me back in life. I think I've not done things because I knew I couldn't do it how I wanted it done. And I think that's maybe being a perfectionist. And that wasn't due to my laziness or procrastination or something. I don't know. That was me saying, I just can't do it well enough. I don't want my name or my face on whatever I produce.
Yeah.
That isn't going to be how I want it to be. Not because of, I mean, I always talk in the realm of film and things like this and video production. So not just saying because I didn't have the right gear and all that sort of stuff, but because I just didn't have faith in my own ability. So I was like, it won't be how I would want it to be.
Do you think that was a realistic assessment of yourself? I mean, did it...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sure it was
Can
real.
we make the distinction then? Is also, I mean, if I were to say to myself now, tomorrow I'm going to be a brain surgeon...
That's not realistic.
That's not realistic.
You still could be.
Well, I'm a bit old these days, but I'm not interested. But I mean, but the point is, there are realistic things. I mean, I'm not going to be a professional NBA basketball player.
That's right.
And accepting realistic limits.
We're not going to play in the NBA or even the WNBA, whatever.
No, none of them.
Not going to do it.
No, it's not going to happen. So, but my question is, because this is a bigger discussion too, because I think there are times, like through life, like I want it to be this way now, but by doing, you gradually start to get better. So there's like an accepting of where you are now, with still the looking, trying to improve and learn from all your mistakes, that will still eventually maybe take you to a place that you were hoping to get to. Of course, once again, if you don't get there, to be able to have the peace of saying, okay, I got this far though, right? So did it stop you from then maybe doing things that you feel like you wish you had done? And maybe that was an obstacle that you placed in front of yourself? Or was it a good decision?
I think at the time, I can't say if it was a good or a bad decision, but it didn't stop me in any way. It maybe made me aware, or without even thinking too deeply about it, just that wasn't the right time for me to do it. Later on, when I maybe was a bit older and wiser and was like, gave less shits or whatever it was, then I was able to say, I don't care that this is maybe going to look like garbage, make it anyway.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have another YouTube channel, guys, sorry, a little plug here.
Plug it.
It's my name, Benjamin J. Quayle. It's been going for about 2 years, and I have really so much garbage on there. I've posted like 2,100 videos in 2 years. And yeah, a good 99% of it's garbage. But, it was fun and I learned from it. So stop talking to the camera, talk to Craig. Yeah. It was garbage, but you know that. You've watched a lot of my stuff.
I hope you have. And I've liked lots of them. Like. But in all of those, I mean, they're really, if I could comment on your videos, I mean, they're really spontaneous. You come in and you think of an idea, and it's a good use for you to set up your camera, work on editing, work on lighting, work on sound. So each one is kind of like, school for you.
It's a crash course in
course.
in guerrilla filmmaking at its quickest. Every single video I posted, the idea comes to me on the day.
Yeah.
And then I go out, shoot the video like within 10-15 minutes, to be honest, most of my videos. And then editing over the next hour or so, and into the evening, a bit of editing, a thumbnail, post.
Boom.
So it's all done in a day, from idea to going live on YouTube.
Yeah.
we shoot these. I pretty much, I mean, this is our 6th episode now, by the way. Hey,
wow.
Congratulations. 6 episodes down. Our first video with thanks Craig's family and everyone else for subscribing.
Our subscribers. Thanks, Mom. And Dad. I think my dad's Dad, you better be a subscriber too.
I don't think my mom subscribed yet. I don't know if she watches this stuff to subscribe. So.
To be honest, I can't even get my son to watch them anymore. No. Yeah, it's okay. I enjoy doing them though.
You gotta love them.
Exactly.
Yeah. We can't all have a perfect family. Sorry, guys. Just joking. Yeah. So look, even these videos, we shoot them on the day and post them. I mean, maybe over the week we discuss. Not really. We don't discuss what we're going to talk about until, or like the day before the video, we come to the decision. It will be about perfectionism.
But then we don't really talk about it anymore.
And we don't talk about it at all.
We don't research it.
Let's talk about perfectionism.
All right.
And then on the day, turn the cameras on, and then we just see what flows out. I'm sure in our minds we think about it a little bit. But.
Yeah, we do a little bit, but I didn't much, to be honest with you. No, I didn't really have much at all. You know, I mean, the kind of nature of how this all, why we're even doing this. I mean, we worked together and we realized we were having all these conversations all the time. So why don't we just film them and see if people watch them?
They're funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we have to maybe have a bit of a filter on at the moment. When we do it with cameras watching, and we're about to put it on YouTube. But,
exactly.
Yeah, it's maybe a slightly different thing when it's just the 2 blokes having a chat. But still, this is fun too.
It's fun.
In front of the camera.
Yeah. I still have more to say about perfectionism too.
And I was going to say, I mean, on a not very serious note, I didn't put too much thought into the whole perfectionism talk because it's easy to me.
I'm not trying to be perfect. That's right. Yeah, it's a little more difficult for me, but not with this podcast. I'm okay with it. Whatever happens, our time is going, but I want to say a couple of things.
Yeah, you can. That's 10 minutes.
Yeah, and like I said, recovering, I noticed, you know, I think there might be a lot of people who use it, like, I have to be this good, and they might, maybe it works for them and they're happy with being like that. My experience is very closed, and I actually think that sometimes people, I don't want to speak for anyone else, but maybe convince themselves that it's working for them. Mm-hmm. But there's a way also to work towards things without the death grip, and it is way more peaceful. And additionally, I think sometimes because so many people are, you know, have their self-referential thoughts all the time, always this little thing that keeps us all occupied during the day. We think, oh, they're going to say this and they're going to say that when you're producing content that goes out. Mm-hmm. Where I think most people, I'm a musician, so mine is based on, you know, being a musician, but I don't think the people who I don't listen to a CD, and if there's a slight little note of someone else's recording, that's gone for me because I'm not self-obsessing about someone, you know, someone else's performance, right? So many things are referred back to, you know, the first person. So I think sometimes we can get obsessed about these details that no one else is going to notice.
That's right.
No one else.
Yeah.
You know? And I was really and I didn't learn from it so much at that day. I mean, I respected it. I think I could do it now. But I remember with my ex, who you've heard, she's a great, you know, soprano and everything. And she's done over 100 CDs. And I remember once we were in a recording, we were doing it together. So I was in the orchestra playing with her. And the producer said, you know, she said, you know, that take wasn't so good. I think we should redo that phrase. And of course, I would have been like, yeah, let's do it 5 more times, right?
Yeah,
and she was like, it's good enough.
Fine.
It's fine. And the fact of the matter is, the CD came out. Do you think anyone noticed at like half a bar when maybe there was a slight, no one gave a shit.
Nobody at all.
No one noticed.
Nobody at all.
I think that little bit
And she should have been the only one that cared really about it.
And she didn't.
And she didn't. That's cool.
And I think.
Class act, I say.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is really cool. I would say there's a difference, just so I would end on this note, I think there's maybe a difference between perfectionism and fear of what others think.
Yeah.
Not doing something because you're afraid of what others think.
Good point.
Not like your perfectionism versus the perfectionism you assume other people will have. The thought that they think your stuff should be perfect. It's 2 different things, and we can go deeper with that.
And then we get in the whole idea of ego. There is also another side to it too. There's this kind of for me it was, but this is all personal stuff, that sometimes worrying about what people think is a strong component. Absolutely. But then there's also this kind of internal, even independent from that kind of internal kind of you should be. But I had that was, you know, that was my little internal thing. Made peace with it though. That's a much better place to live from.
So
but I agree with that. There's a difference.
We say give less shits.
Give less shits, but with giving a shit.
give a shit, but give less shit.
Yeah.
And get out there and just do it. Not to quote any big brands out there.
Yeah,
Just do it.
I'm gonna quote a quote. And because I don't want to make it like you could just take this as a well, you know, being a perfectionist is it's a really there's a lot of turmoil there, and it's a place of you're not living peacefully. Okay, I agree with all of that. However, there's a difference between that sitting in your underwear eating fried chicken and watching Netflix all day long. Yeah. So,
unless you do it the best you can.
The best you can, or that's your goal. That's your passion.
I hate that perfectly.
Perfect. So you can work towards things, change things, but I also think there's a quote I heard that I'm going to quote. Right? Yeah, we're getting. And I have no idea who said it. Life is far too important to take seriously.
Sounds like someone Jim Carrey played in a movie.
Maybe.
Don't know. But anyway, so look, that went all perfect, that whole video.
Perfectly.
I think, except, do you maybe think you could take your hands out of your pockets and we'll do it all again?
Oh, okay, again, with hands out of our pockets.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Ben.
Okay,
we should mention, though, this is like spring now, because it's been like